Back in 1972, in Kuwait, there was this dude Muhammad living with his fam, his wife Fatima, their little girls Amal and Juri, and the older boy Salem. Their house was super old, creaky wooden doors, busted windows, and barely any light. Each room had just one tiny lamp, and all the rooms looked out onto a tiny garden in the middle. Right in the middle of that garden was this cedar tree. Creepy as hell. People said Jinn hung out in that tree. One night, Fatima went to the kitchen to make tea for Muhammad. To get there, she had to walk past that spooky tree. It was like 10 p.m., super dark, lights barely working. As she walked by the tree, she heard weird noises, like kids whispering or talking. The tree was shaking on its own, and there wasn't a single breeze. Then, she heard a voice calling her name. She looked around, nothing there, but the voice kept calling. She freaked, thinking someone was in the house. In her panic, the tray of tea slipped from her hands. She ran to Muhammad, scared as hell. "Dude. I swear, near that tree. I heard voices, kids talking, and someone calling me." Muhammad jumped up and ran with her to check it out. When they got there, nothing. Totally silent. He started telling her, "Maybe you're just tired, or imagining things." But Fatima insisted, "No. I'm sure of what I heard." From that moment, Fatima had a strong reaction to what happened to her. From 7 p.m. onwards, she wouldn't leave her room. She wouldn't go near the scary tree at all. Muhammad was confused, wondering what was happening to her. Every day after 7 p.m., she wouldn't step out, not even to go to the bathroom. He started thinking about a way to make his wife come back to normal. He kept thinking and thinking until an idea came to him: he would burn the scary tree. He thought to himself, this is the only way to get rid of it and help her. The next day, he brought a gallon of diesel and set the tree on fire. But the shock came immediately. As soon as the fire started, Fatima ran to him and shouted, "What did you do? Why did you set it on fire?" He tried to calm her down. "Relax, it's cold anyway, I just wanted to warm myself up," he said. "Why are you mad?" "I burned the tree, you know, the one that scared you in the first place." But Fatima wasn't satisfied. As the tree burned, she imagined people burning with it. She was terrified of the sight she saw. When the tree was completely burned and turned to ashes, Muhammad looked at his wife and laughed. "See? No more voices, nothing to scare you anymore." Fatima stayed quiet, staring at the ashes. She was still frightened, even though the tree was gone. After that small incident, days went by normally. But one day, Fatima was heading to the bathroom. As soon as she got there, she turned the light on, and right away it went off. She tried again, light came on for a few seconds, then went off again. She thought, okay, maybe the bulb is broken. So she went, grabbed a candle, and came back to the bathroom. The moment she walked in, holding the candle in her hand, she looked at the mirror. And she saw a woman's figure, holding a candle. Her body was burned, her hair was wild and terrifying, her clothes ripped and scorched. As soon as the woman's eyes met Fatima's, she spoke in a horrifying voice. "Why did you burn us? You killed me, and my son." Fatima screamed so loud, then collapsed, fainting from fear. The candle dropped on her and her clothes caught fire. At that very moment, Muhammad heard her scream. He rushed to her, found her unconscious, with fire starting to eat through her clothes. Right away he poured water on her, put the fire out, carried her to the room, then rushed her to the hospital. When she woke up, Muhammad asked her, "What happened? Why did you faint?" Fatima woke up shaking, terrified, and told him everything. "This is all your fault. You burned them, not me. I had nothing to do with it. You set that tree on fire, you killed the ones living in it. Now they want me dead. Muhammad didn't believe her. "You're just imagining things, you don't know what you're saying." Later, he took her home. 2 days later, while they were sitting in the room, they suddenly heard their 10-year-old daughter screaming hysterically from her bedroom. They ran to her. She was sitting on her bed, terrified, pointing at the corner of the room. There. In the corner. A woman, her body burned, her clothes ripped, her hair scary as hell. She was pointing at me, saying, "I'll take revenge on you. I'll burn you all." Fatima grabbed her daughter and hugged her tight. "That's it. I'm not staying in this house another second. I'm going to my family, or we move to another house right now. These are not lies like you keep saying, these are jinn, and they want to burn us alive." So Muhammad finally gave in. He took his family and rented another house in a nearby area. He told Fatima and the kids, "Now we're in a new house. Hopefully, we'll forget everything that happened." They felt a bit of relief, telling themselves nothing else would happen and they could start fresh. But the shock came only a few days later, in the new house. That night, the family suddenly woke up to the terrifying screams of the two little girls. They were standing outside their brother Salim's room, screaming hysterically. Salim's room, on fire. Flames everywhere, smoke pouring out from under the door. The scene was terrifying, shocking. Inside, Salim was screaming, panicking, but he couldn't open the door. Muhammad and Fatima tried to open it from the outside, but the door wouldn't budge. Muhammad ran outside, yelling for the neighbors. Soon, people gathered and rushed inside to help. They tried breaking the door down, but they couldn't. It felt like metal, even though it was just wood. The fire kept growing, stronger and stronger, until their son Salim burned alive inside the room. By the time the firefighters arrived and forced the door open, it was too late. They put the fire out, but found Salim's body, burned, deformed, unrecognizable. When Fatima saw her son's body, her heart broke instantly. She fainted from the shock. When she woke up again and realized what happened, she completely lost her mind. She couldn't handle it, her brain just snapped. Not long after, she was taken to a psychiatric hospital. She was officially insane from the trauma. Muhammad was left broken. He had lost his son, and now his wife too. He stopped taking care of himself, fell into depression, and even neglected his 2 daughters. Finally, the girl's uncle came and took them away to live with him, because Muhammad had lost everything and didn't care anymore, not even about himself. He stayed in that house, alone, suffering, broken. People in the neighborhood looked at him with fear. Everyone whispered, "That's the Jinn's house." From that moment on, it was known as the House of the Jinn. Whenever Muhammad went outside the house, kids would follow him around, calling him the Jinn. Because he was living in that cursed house, and he looked completely messed up, dirty clothes, long messy hair, long beard. The kids would run after him, laughing, shouting, "The Jinn! The Jinn!" Muhammad stayed like that, broken, neglected, barely human. People from the neighborhood felt sorry for him. They gave him food, pitied him, treated him like a homeless man who had lost everything. He kept living in that state, traumatized, wandering around like a ghost. Until one day, the final shock happened. A massive fire broke out inside the house, stronger than ever before. Muhammad was trapped inside. He burned alive, just like that cursed tree he once set on fire. That was the end. The house stayed burned down, left in ruins till this very day. And so the story ended with half the family dead, the mother locked away in a psychiatric hospital, and Muhammad burned to death. What we learn from this? There are things in this world we can't explain. Not everything can be done by human hands. Some things are supernatural, beyond our imagination as humans.